Hey you guys, welcome to the first Savvy Saturday of 2022. All right, you guys, so I am back with my Savvy Saturdays. I know that for the last 2 years, your girl has been all over the place with the Savvy Saturdays, and my budget has suffered a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, because I haven't been consistent or doing cash envelopes or anything like that. But your girl is back. I heard y'all request, and here I am to fulfill it this year. So this year, we're getting back on track with our budgeting, with our cash envelopes, with our sinking funds, and all of our saving goals. So if you're ready to see what's going on with my budget in 2022, then keep on watching. All right, so let's just give a little recap of what's going on with my budget. So you guys know the last time I really budgeted was like in 2020. Once the pandemic hit, I didn't do any more budgeting. I didn't do any cash envelopes or anything. And it's been almost 2 years now. In March of this year to be 2 years. And we're just not going to go into 2 years without budgeting, you guys. I have spent money and spent more money and spent some more money. Okay. And so in 2022, I'm like, you know what, Keoshia, you got to get it together. You got to get it together. And so I'm here and I'm back and I'm going to get it together in front of y'all. Y'all going to be my witnesses. Y'all going to be my accountability partners, and y'all going to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do along with me making sure as well. So just to start off, we are pretty good with our sinking funds. They could be better. We're good with our emergency fund, and then we are good with like our bills and money and things like that. It's just I didn't prioritize budgeting or saving money in 2020 or 2021, and so I need to get back on the reason why I started budgeting, to become financially free and to eliminate debt. Number one. Okay. So we're just going to hop right into the video, and you guys will see me looking down because I'll be looking at my video. So let's go ahead and start with my emergency fund. Now, I do have some really big news to share with you guys today. I am so excited to share with you guys, and I hope you guys are going to be happy for me. Okay. Be happy for me. Okay. So let's move on. So here we are, you guys. Here is my emergency fund. Let me move this stuff up here. So this is my full emergency fund spreadsheet. As you see it, this is my new budget for 2022, as you can see up here. And this is currently my goal to save for 2022, $7,000, and I'm 79% to that goal. I probably should save a little bit more, but I have some other things going on and other things that I want to do. So that's why my goal is only $7,000. Only is not really a good word to use, but in this case, it's only $7,000 when it could be more. Okay. So last year I didn't save this amount last year. This is just what I had from a combination of 2020 and 2021, things. So you guys know I had $10,000 in there at one point, and you can watch all of my older videos and figure out what happened to that $10,000. But we are currently sitting at $5,523.98 in my emergency fund. Okay. And so my ultimate goal is to have $20,000, but my next immediate goal is $7,000. And then next year it will be probably 15. And then the year after that, we'll try to hit 20. So I'm actually 27% away from my fully funded emergency fund. I have a video on how I calculated my fully funded emergency fund. This is not 1 year. I think it's more like 9 months. But with a couple of things that's happened and with some ambitious goals that I have coming up in a couple of years, this $20,000 most likely will end up being a year worth of, savings, and maybe a little bit more. And, you know, we'll talk about that when we cross that bridge when we get there. So that is what my fully funded, emergency fund, look at this. I don't spell this wrong. It says emergency fund. Why y'all ain't telling me? It's been like that for years because I just copied and pasted this from another year. Oh my God. So I'm supposed to go find my fully emergency fund. That's basically what it was telling me to do. So let's fix that right quick. There we go. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm just not seeing that. Anyway, it's just so funny to me. I'm sorry. So that's my goal for the year, is to get to $7,000. And so that's where we're going to go. And we're 79% there. I probably need to have a bucket like over here somewhere that tells me like how far I'm away from that goal equals this. Minus 7, 1, 2, 3. There we go. I was just like, well, I can't get mine to do it then. Stupid thing. All right, so that's what we're looking like on that. So we are in the whole negative, you guys. We're $1,400 away from our goal. All right, that's better. Oh, what size? We want to size this too. I'm sorry, I probably should have did this ahead of time. My bad. But you know how I be getting in the stuff, y'all. I be getting in the stuff. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. So that's what my fully funded emergency fund spreadsheet or portion of the spreadsheet is looking at. So let's move on to our January budget. So you guys know I always black out my individual monies, but I do tell you guys what the actual totals of, and I do show you all of these like categories down here because it really don't matter to me. So this month I anticipated making $3,640. So I'm going over January because January is almost over, and so my first budgeting video, like budget with me, will be in February, and I'm kind of going to change how I do my budget with me videos, so you guys will see that in the first budget with me video of 2020, which will be in February, which will be February's budget. But for now, I'm just going to show you the normal way that I show you. So I have 2 paychecks on the 11th, on the 25th. I received 1 paycheck already, and then I had supplemental money. I have received both of them, and then already in the bank. So already in the bank money is money that was in my bank account already that was not allocated to any type of purpose. And so what I usually do at the end of every year in December, I roll it over to January of the next year, and then I allocate that money in January's budget. So for instance, in my budget, in my bank account, for example, I can have $2,000, but $1,000 of that is for bills and other incidentals that I have identified. And then I have $1,000 left for actual spending that's like available to spend. I will take that $1,000 as for actual bills and incidentals, and I will move it over to my new check register in my spreadsheet and start off with the balance, the beginning balance of this amount, which is the whole amount in the bank account. And then I'll list all the little ones that's already accounted for. So that $1,000, I'll list all them little lines out until they get to $1,000, until it shows me that I have $1,000 available for spending. I will take that $1,000 and put it in that already in the bank section of my January budget. And then I will allocate it through the budget, and then I will allocate it in my check register on my actual spreadsheet. Hope that makes sense. So that extra money is here, and that's why we have $3,640. Now, most months I won't have $3,640, so that's why I have a little bit more money. That's what I want you guys to know. All right, so mortgage has gone down by, I think, about almost $19. It was $602 something. Now it's $583. Alabama power has gone up. It's $279.94. You know, it is wintertime. You know, stuff goes up in the wintertime, so you know, it fluctuates. And hopefully I'll be able to actually, next year, this will go down dramatically, because if you guys remember in 2019, I had to get a new furnace. And so I financed that through my Alabama power bill because I didn't have the money to actually pay for the thing. It was like $5,000 or $6,000. And so I had it financed through them. And so it is not, unfortunately, interest free. They are charging me interest. So I'm hoping to have that paid off next year. I owe like $4,000 something. So I ain't got nowhere with it, child. And I pay $105 a month, which is added to my actual light bill. So my light bill is only really $174. So if I pay that off, this will go down dramatically, at least by $105. So I'm hoping to be able to do that in 2023, maybe in 2022. I'm going to start paying down on it, but we'll see. And then spare is my gas bill for like my house. So the only thing that's gas is the stove. So it's never more than $10. Water bill is $30. AT&T is $128.36. Hopefully that will be going down soon as well, because my son is actually a whole adult now. He's be 23 this year, and I'm going to start making him pay for his own cell phone bill. He needs to start getting things in his name and start getting ready to be an independent adult and having bills and things in his name. So we're going to eventually take his line off of my line and let him put it in his name and start paying that bill. So this should go down probably about $50 or so on that. And then waste management, I didn't get a bill for January, but I did get a bill for February. And since January is already almost over, then I'm just going to put that in February's monthly, and then we'll just work on it from there. And then Spectrum is $79.99, which is expensive for internet, you guys, but they have the best internet. I have had no issues, and everybody else in my area is basically crappy, and they know that, so they know they can charge me whatever they want to. And I've been trying to get a new promotion and all this other kind of stuff, but I think they caught on to my game and they won't give me another promotion. So $79.99 it is, unfortunately. Vivid is my alarm system. It's $56.47, and then Geico is $285.34. It's just a lot of money for that. I don't know. So my fixed expenses this year is $1453.56. And then for my debt, I do have some debt going on with PayPal, Citibank, and Best Buy. So let's start with PayPal. Y'all, in 2020 and 2021, all I did was put everything on PayPal, I always paid off before the 6 months, but I need to stop doing that. I haven't paid any interest on all the things that I bought, but I need to stop paying. I need to stop putting stuff on PayPal. I need to start paying for it outright or don't get it. So, or if I get it on PayPal, pay it off later. Like, don't wait the whole 6 months, you know. It's just because it doesn't charge any interest, but that just doesn't mean that I should do it, right? So I'm trying to get my mind out of putting stuff on PayPal so I can pay it off in 6 months. Look, if it's over $99, you can pay it off in 6 months, and I be paying off $99 over 6 months like a foolish fool. But it's just, I don't need it, but I be doing it, y'all. So I'm trying to pay that down. I think I only owe maybe like $1,400, or is it $2,000? No. It ain't no more than $2,000, I don't believe. If it's more than $2,000, ain't no more than $2,500. Let's just say it's below $2,500. I'm thinking it's below $2,000, but it's probably below I think it's below $2,000, so I'm thinking it's about $1,000 something. But we'll see when we go to my actual debt spreadsheet. So I'll tell you guys what that is in a few minutes. And then Citibank is $50 a month. So $50 is I paid off every month. I have like these 2 subscriptions that I put on there just to keep the money going and rotating like I'm using the card. So I do that. And then I had bought something on it to get like the little points, and I did that. So I paid that off. And then Best Buy, you guys know I bought Jalen's iPad in 2020, and that's still on there, but it will be paid off in February. I only owe $146 more on it. It was interest free as well for 18 months, and I've been paying on for 18 months. See, I'm addicted. And then you guys know last year, if you watch my vlogs, I bought me a new TV for my bedroom. And so I paid for it with my Best Buy card. I bought me a new TV. I think I bought the Apple Watch because I had the first ever Apple Watch and it finally broke. So I bought the TV, the Apple Watch, and the TV mounts and stuff. And then they came and mounted it at the house. I love it, y'all. It looks so good with that. I got 58 inches. I used to have 32. Imagine me trying to watch TV in that big old room with 32 inch, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking, but I finally got me a 58 inch and I love it. So I did that. And so that's what those bills are. We'll come back to sinking funds because I want to talk to you guys how the sinking fund is going to work this year. So in groceries is the same as $200. Fuel is $160. I went up by $25 in my personal money. I just feel like, I'm in a place where I want to do more and have a little bit more money and give myself a little bit more grace in my cash envelopes. I've been super, super strict, and, I just want to give myself a little bit more money, so I'm going to do it. And then I gave my extra $50 in dining out, which is $100. Household is still $25. All right, then Jalen, she's getting $25. This used to be fun money, but she's 15. She's about to be 16. She only getting $25. She'll soon enough be getting a job, and so she can earn her own money. So $25 all she getting from me this year. And then date night, you guys. So date night is actually solo date night. I don't have a boo thing. I'm still single. But I recently decided in 2022 that I was going to take myself out on date nights. And so I need money for that because it's different from my dining out money. It's like with friends, stuff like that. So date night is like me going out with myself, enjoying myself and my company. I want to have like elaborate dates. I want to get dressed up, put on makeup, get dressed to the nines, and go out to a fancy restaurant and have a really, really good time. Now, if I choose to do something different with it on that date night, that's completely fine, but that's what I mostly want to do. I want to be able to try new and different high-end restaurants around Birmingham that's just better quality than places that I normally would go. And so I had my first one already and I had such a great time. I can't wait to have the second one. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it It's definitely not going to be once a week because it was expensive. It was like my first date night was like $135 for the meal and and all the food and everything. So it was really expensive, and that included a good tip. And so I don't think I can spend that every week, but maybe once or twice a month, I'll take myself out on a nice date night like that, for myself. Okay. And then I had something unbudgeted. I forgot about my domain for busy doing budgets, and I want to keep that. So I paid the $20. So that was unbudgeted for the month. And so that's how my January is going so far. Like I said, I get one more paycheck. So I have probably about $1,200. It looks like that still needs to be dispersed out, for payment. So yeah. So let's move right along to, my sinking funds. Where's the sinking fund? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is my sinking fund spreadsheet. Okay, you guys. So here's where it's carried over from last year. So last year I had $8,395.64 in saving. So I had how much I had in the emergency fund. We've already talked about that. I had $166 in travel. I did travel last year. I went to Cabo and I had a really great time, and I spent that money up. And then $100 in vacation, $500 in maintenance fund, $100 in life happens, $50 in home maintenance, $100 in my son's, $250 in my daughter's, $60 left in mine, nothing in my mom's. Camping is a new, category for the 2022 year. If you watch my camping videos, you already know why. And then in YouTube, I saved $1,000. That's a combination of 2020 and 2021 money. And then Etsy, and then Christmas, I had $100 because I start back over Christmas saving in December. So I rolled that over for $100. And you know why I spent all Christmas, because all the Christmas money is meant to be spent. So far this year, I've saved $43.88 in birthdays. You know, my son's birthday is coming up in March, so I'm saving money. $300 in clothes, $150 in Amari, nothing for Jalen this month, $240 for myself, $300 for my mom, and then I got somebody purchased something out of my Etsy shop. I forgot the Etsy shop was even still open, y'all, and so I got $5.06 in the Etsy shop, and then $100, of course, I saved for Christmas in the month of January. So let's move over to the end here. So currently in these sinking funds, I have $9,534.58. Now, I am going to be doing my sinking funds a little bit different this year. So in my opinion, I was nickel and diming my sinking funds. A lot of people nickel and dime their sinking funds. And what I mean by nickel and diming is you put a little bit of money in every single sinking fund every time you get paid, or every other time you get paid, or whatever the case may be, $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever the case it is. And what I found is that I never had enough money in any of those categories when I actually needed it, because I was nickel and diming every category. And so I decided to experiment this year. This is just an experiment. It could or could not work. I don't know. This is just what I was sitting down thinking of a better way to do my sinking funds and to have instant gratification and to build the money in those sinking fund buckets a little bit faster. So what I decided to do this year is to fully fund sinking funds when I have the money. So what that means is I'm going to start with the lowest sinking funds first. So my lowest sinking fund is $250 for my son and my daughter. And so in January, or previous to January, but in January, say that they had no money in there and I had $1,000 left over to allocate towards my savings, I would give them both $250 right away to fill their bucket. Okay, so their cap for their bucket is $250. After I reach $250, I will put no more money into that savings for them. That is all they need. But once I spend money out of that savings, I will try to get it back to the $250 before I move on to the next bucket. I hope that's making sense. So let's go back to the spreadsheet and I'm kind of show you what I mean. And if you have any questions, leave it down below. I know it sounds a little confusing and I'm trying to explain it as best as it makes sense in my mind. So you guys let me know if you have any other questions below if I'm not making sense. So if we go here, if you notice, I have a cap goal. So this is currently what every bucket has right now. And then my cap goal for each is this amount. So as you can see, for my daughter, once she reached $250, this little box turns green when it's 0, letting me know that it is fully funded and therefore I should not fund any more money in it. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, this will probably, you're capping yourself when you can have the potential to put more money in there, which is true, but I'm also starting out small. I am not debt free. And I still have a mortgage. So there's no way that I'm ever going to be putting more money than that in there unless my daughter decides to go to college. You know already what happened with my son. So all he getting is $250. He won't be getting any more money than that. So this could possibly change if she decides to go to college. But we have 2 more years for that child, 2 more years. And we don't know where we'll be or if these caps will change. Now these can change. I could lower them. I can up them. Whatever I choose is my prerogative, but right now my cap is $35,000 to have in savings. It's probably a little bit less because Christmas will always get spent. So yeah, and then these 2 are not counted because I don't have a cap or a ceiling or anything for YouTube ads. It's just whatever I make off of them is what I make, and so they're not calculated in any of these totals down here at the bottom. Which means they're not calculated in here either. I might need to fix that. Because then when I look at my bank account, it's not going to balance. We're going to figure that out. Because I still keep that in my bank account. Okay, we'll figure that out later. So I might have to redo this. But anyway, it balances later. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I digress. I'm sorry. So that's the cap. So as you see, I've already funded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buckets in the month of January alone. And January is not even over yet. And so you see how that kind of makes it build a little bit faster. Now, if I use the money in these buckets, it will prolong other buckets getting filled, but I don't think I'll be spending that much money where I have to deviate too much off of the plan that I have in place. Because I wrote a whole spreadsheet. I'm not a spreadsheet, but I wrote out a whole little thing in my digital planner kind of, sorry y'all, I saw some down there. I was like, what is that? But it's like a piece of lint or something. I thought it was a bug. Y'all know I don't do bugs. But anyway, it kind of gives me instant gratification, make sure these buckets are filled. So if something happens with Jayla and she needs money, I have a bucket and it's full for her. Because most likely they're going to be the first 2 people who need money from me. I'm going to need money for myself. I'm going to need money for my mama. So those were the first kind of buckets I wanted to fill. And then, of course, clothes. Jaylen's growing like a weed. So, she always needs some new clothes. She always getting taller and pants getting shorter. So that's what's going on with that. And so as you can see, out of January, I put $43.88 in my birthday bucket. That was all the money I had left over after I filled these buckets here. So next month, I should be putting $456.12 into the clothing bucket to have it completely filled in the month of February. And I'll kind of give you a sneak peek of what I'm talking about. So as you can see what my caps are here and how far away I am, $25,000 short of my overall goal and cap for these at all times. I would like to have that amount of money, $35,000 sitting in my buckets. And what I would probably do if I ever reach this whole $35,000, I might actually open another savings account and just have that money sitting in there and then start these buckets all over again. So I'm praying that one day I will get there, but we're not there yet. Okay. So let's move on to my debt. So my debt balances, you guys, what I want to find. So if you guys see, I owe in my student loans $18,000. Let's just round it off to $19,000. So I'm going to take you guys back to 2017's budget. All right, you guys, so I'm back. Sorry, I had to pause the video because I wanted to show you guys if you're new here, I want to show you guys what's going on. And let me just explain something to you guys right quick. So what I want to explain right quick, if you're new here, when I started my budgeting in 2017, and I paid off my car in 2018, I made a statement about my student loans. There was a lot of controversy about my student loans and what I would do with them and how much money I owed and all this other kind of stuff. So when I first started this journey in 2017, I owed $76,000 in student loans. And I had made it abundantly clear that I was not paying them student loans. I would pay my monthly payments and that's all I would pay because I was on the loan forgiveness program with the government. So if I work for a nonprofit and I pay on my student loans for 10 years and make 120 qualifying payments, they promise to write those amounts off. A lot of people have issues with this. A lot of people have problems with it. I have no problem with it. I did what they asked me to do. I work in a nonprofit, which you mean nonprofits. You're not going to make a lot of money in nonprofits. Working at a nonprofit, you're not going to make buku money because it's not for profit. Now, if you worked at somewhere for profit, they expect you to, make a good salary to be able to pay these loans back. I do not. I have not. I will not. Okay. And that is why I signed up for the program. And a lot of people's like, what if they don't write it off? What if they don't do what they're supposed to do? And I just had faith that they would do what they said they would do. Okay. So that's a little bit backstory. I got a lot of backdraft about it and a lot of issues about it. And if you watch my 21, God has blessed me and he has made it come to fruition. So let me just show you what happened. Okay. In 2017, you'll see here, I owed on my first loan $15,978.72, and I owed on my second loan $60,142.20, which equates to $76,121.12. That was in 2017. At the end of 2020, I owed $82,058 and some change in student loans. So that's how much interest I accrued from 2017 to now, which that's like what? 76, that's like almost $6,000 in interest over, what's this, 2012? So let's just say 2021, over 4 years. So 4 years, $6,000. Okay. And so I received a letter, you guys, in the first week of January of 2022. And I read the letter, but I didn't understand the letter. And I was like, what are they talking about? At first I thought it was a scam, y'all. I really thought it was a scam. I was like, these folks playing with me. So I'm reading the letter and it's saying, what it's saying is like, congratulations. The government has come up with this thing where they're going to start counting your non-qualified payments towards your 120 payments you have to make in order for your loans to be forgiven. Now, you guys know I've been out of school since 1997, and I started back paying on my actual undergrad loans in 2012, and then I went to grad school in 2015, so that prolonged it again. And so I've basically been paying on those loans for the 10 years. 2022 would have been exactly 10 years. And then only been paying on my actual grad school loans for probably, what's this, 20, that's 5, that's 7, probably 6 years. So 6 years on that. So I got the letter and it was like, congratulations, you qualified. We went back and looked and we wrote off this amount of money. And I was like, man, this little joke. Somebody out here playing games. Y'all, I logged into my account and it said I owed $19,000 because it rounds it up, but it's like 18,000. So $19,000. Y'all, I was in there boohooing crying. I had called my mama. I called everybody I know. It was like, look at God. He has blessed me. So I'm telling you guys, don't be playing with that loan forgiveness. They out here doing what they said they would do. Y'all said they weren't going to do it, but they did it, you guys. So we go back to 2022. My debt balance for my student loans is $18,988.76. Now, I know you guys are probably like, Keoshia, so are you going to pay that off? No, I'm not. I've already invested in making my payments towards them. I think I've made half of my payments. So I'm just going to make my other half and then it'll get written off in a couple of years. I'm not paying it. They did the first half, they're going to do the second half too. So 18,000 is better than 82. Okay. And so then PayPal, I owe $2,800. I don't owe $2,800 on PayPal. That ain't right, y'all. I need to look that up. That ain't right. Hold on. Oh, damn. I owe $2,400. So close enough. So I owe $2,400, you guys, on PayPal. I owe $2,464.64 on there. And then I owe less than that on Best Buy because I just made a payment. So it's a little bit lower than that. Probably like $1,400. It's probably a little bit less because I did make a payment on there. So that is my debt. So I owe $22,000 and not including my house. Y'all, I'm so excited. Remember that number was like, remember when I first started this journey? This is how much I owed. I owed $101,000. That was not including my house. So that was like student loans, my car loans, and just everyday loans. And now look at me, you guys. I owe $22,000, which once I eliminate these, I'm only going to look 18. And probably by the time they write it off, I owe back to 22. But that's besides the point. So that's basically an update of my budget. I know this video is super long, but you know me, I like to be through on the first video, give you guys all the tea and everything like that. So that is how my year is going to start off with a bang. They wrote off $63,000 off my student loans, and I'm so freaking excited. I don't know how much better this year can get, but we gonna see. It's still early. Other things could happen. You know what I'm saying? So that is my first Savvy Saturday of the year. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.